Now, when he came into power, President William Ruto enjoyed a euphoric following among half of Kenyan voters as per the presidential vote, which placed him at 51% against Raila Odinga's 49%, not forgetting a third of Kenyans who registered to vote but absconded the exercise altogether. Today, the president has to balance between delivering his promises and growing his support base as many Kenyans chide his government over some unpopular policies. Dennis Omondi with President Ruto's first full year.
Asuke chini. Hii maandamano hatutaki mambo ya break.
Na nimeambia mambo ni mangapi? Matatu.
We are talking about the unity of the people of Mount Kenya.
Mimi nimemwambia bwana Kitendawili, my friend, mimi si Uhuru Kenyatta. Mimi naitwa William Ruto.
Ruto sold hope to low-income Kenyans, styling himself as the long-awaited savior who would give back to Kenyans what rightfully belonged to them that had been taken by the high and mighty, including the Kenyatta, Odinga and Moi families, whom he commonly called dynasties.
So help me God.
So help me God.
The fifth president of the Republic of Kenya, the one and only William Ruto.
September 2023 marked Kenya Kwanza's 1 year in office. President Ruto chose to tap into the skills of close associates and coalition partners to reward loyalty and in part to fulfill pre-election agreements.
The president was able to mix up both their abilities, individual abilities, also bring in answering the political question, because that is always there, that you will have to have the face of Kenya, and also the political realities at the moment, so that a lot of times you also have to reward the people that brought you to power. So you see that mix actually reflects how he came to power. Again, there's been the question of whether there are really hustlers in that particular cabinet. The question of whether they are hustlers or not, I think, was answered by their wealth declaration forms when they came, when they were during vetting.
2023 has some highlights the president and his cabinet take pride in. These include the launch of the Hustler Fund to offer Kenyan SMEs affordable loans, Talanta Hela for creatives, county industrial parks, and subsidized fertilizers. 4 new health bills and the rollout of 100,000 community health promoters to enhance universal health coverage passed, as well as education reforms for basic to tertiary levels of learning. Kenya also successfully hosted continental events like the Africa Climate Summit in September and Youth Connect Africa Summit in December, not forgetting a successful bid to host the 2027 AFCON Games alongside Uganda and Tanzania. King Charles' visit was the biggest diplomatic affair. Unfortunate events like insecurity at the coast and Rift Valley, frequent blackouts affecting crucial installations like Jomo Kenyatta International Airport, high cost of living and a fragile economy dimmed the administration's light, calling for unpopular decisions from the president.
Proudly, these sacrifices have paid off. I can now confirm, without fear of any contradiction, that Kenya is safely out of the danger of debt distress and that our economy is on a stable footing.
On the evening of October 4th, a surprise reshuffle occurred. The outspoken Moses Kuria, who easily takes on critics including Kenyans, was first in line. Alfred Mutua had also had some diplomatic gaffes and had to go. Some of the other CSs in the changes were deemed as underperformers, warranting the demotion to less lucrative cabinet portfolios.
Sasa ukishinda kutoka ya asubuhi mpaka jioni, bei ya mafuta imeongezeka, si uchimbe kisima yako. Dunia mzima tunajua bei ya crude oil imeenda juu.
That the president has actually just had one reshuffle, actually late in the year. For me, it looks like it's fairly routine. But secondly, the president, of course, given power in the constitution, of course, to constitute the cabinet, to hire and fire, and even reassign, was first of all within his constitutional rights to actually do that. Secondly, I think as a coach, you sit down and look at the team you have. So with the team you have, you then realize this player can be switched, can change guys from one wing to the other one, for purposes of delivery, for purposes of optimization.
The expansion of Musalia Mudavadi's office was predictable given his elevation within Ruto's circle and the international assignments he had taken on behalf of the president. This elevation, however, elicited questions about the place of DP Rigathi Gachagua, who insists there exists no rifts between him and the president, further denying any supremacy wars with Mudavadi.
They want to imagine that there can be a problem. There will be none. The president and I are joined together at the hip under an ideology. And the president and I are together because we share an ideology. The bottom-up economic transformation agenda for the people of this country. President William Ruto and I have been friends for over 20 years. Our friendship surpasses the presidency. So tungetaka kuambia mrelax, wale wanaandika, wachana na hiyo watu.
Gachagua's attempt at clear visibility and outright influence is an ongoing conversation even within UDA away from the government corridors. The decision to fill all the 3 deputy party leader positions in the upcoming elections might further whittle down his influence within Kenya's most followed political party, according to latest InfoTrack poll.
A lot of the declarations of the deputy president can be seen on gazette notices, can be seen in policy direction. So, who's saying what? Who is more effective here? So, in William Ruto's government, Rigathi Gachagua is not just a substantive deputy. He is actually a very powerful one. You know, number one, he is substantive. He is the president's deputy and a person who stands in when he is not there. But I will tell you 100%, in practice, the deputy president is extremely powerful, more powerful than William Ruto was ever under Uhuru. Even in Jubilee 1.0, William Ruto did not have that does not come closer. The William Ruto deputyship then does not look anything closer to what the Rigathi is. It might not really be out there. But those who actually have walked within the corridors of power, those who are feeling the influence and the dynamics of the William Ruto presidency, they will tell you that Rigathi Gachagua is extremely powerful.
Founding President Jomo Kenyatta once created 8 positions of KANU vice presidents to cut down Oginga Odinga to size. Gachagua's foot soldiers, including Nyeri Governor Mutahi Kahiga, as good students of history, vehemently oppose such plans and instead push for a single deputy party leader.
The UDA constitution, the founding constitution, has got 3 deputy party leaders. As they went to elections, they only filled 1. So there is need to fill the other 2 positions if we are going to a grassroots election, so that we populate all seats left vacant, either during the formative times or when now people have actually moved on to state jobs and the others. So the complaints by a section of the political class, specifically from Nyeri and Mount Kenya, that they will not allow the creation of a new deputy party leader. First of all, it's a lie.
A president has to get it right on the economy, like Ruto insists he is doing, and must also get it right on the politics to ensure government remains popular. Kenya Kwanza popularity is, however, debatable at the moment. UDA party had its party election set for December 9th, but a National Executive Council voted to push it to April 2024 for reasons best known to the party. However, it emerged that there were divisions within the party. For instance, some members want Secretary General Cleophas Malala to be replaced with Kiharu MP Ndindi Nyoro, whose vibrancy they hope will help check ODM's Edwin Sifuna.
Political party elections are difficult for popular parties. It's not easy. by the way, then we now have got an opportunity. See how political parties struggle with their own grassroots elections. Then now see that we never give IEBC the kind of credit they deserve. How they organize these things to turn out the way they turn out is a miracle. See, ODM did elections about 11 years ago. Since then, they've not held elections. Even as they open up their mouth and say, these guys are afraid of going to polls, which grassroots elections brought in Sifuna, for example? None. Sifuna is a product of backroom, boardroom appointments. Even Raila, if you were to look at the constitution, he is a party leader. He is the party leader of ODM illegally, because if they were to adhere to their own constitution, they should be doing elections after every 5 years.
Walking into 2024, Ruto still has to balance running an effective government and the politics as opposition looks to take early 2027 campaigns, borrowing a leaf from Ruto's own 2022 early campaign playbook. Dennis Omondi, reporting for KUTV in Nairobi.
Hii maandamano hatutaki mambo ya break.
Na nimeambia mambo ni mangapi? Matatu.